The courtroom was silent. Balvinder Singh Sahni, once a titan of Dubai, stood in the dock. His face, usually radiating confidence, was etched with worry. The judge read the verdict. Guilty, 5 years. Sahni's world crumbled. The self-made billionaire, known for his extravagant lifestyle and prized 5-number plate, was going to prison. His crime? Money laundering. The sentence sent shockwaves through Dubai's elite. Sahni, the Abu Sabah to those in his inner circle, was untouchable. His property empire spanned continents. He owned lavish homes, luxury cars, and even a private jet. His parties were legendary, attended by celebrities and dignitaries. How could a man at the pinnacle of success fall so far? The answer, as the court revealed, lay in a web of deceit. Sahni, along with his son and over 30 others, had been running a sophisticated money laundering operation. Millions of dirhams earned through illicit means were being cleaned through a network of shell companies and suspicious transactions. The law had finally caught up with him. As Sahni was led away, the weight of his crimes finally settled on his shoulders. The fortune he had built, the empire he had created, it all seemed to crumble around him. He was no longer the celebrated entrepreneur, the man who had conquered Dubai. He was now just another criminal, facing the consequences of his actions. Balvinder Singh Sahni was the epitome of success. He arrived in Dubai with nothing but ambition. His rise was meteoric. He founded a property management firm, it boomed, he became a billionaire, his wealth was astounding. Sahni indulged in the finest things. His mansion was palatial, he collected rare art, expensive cars. His most prized possession? The 5-number plate. He bought it for a record 33 million dirhams. It was a symbol of his status. Parties at the Sahni residence were legendary. The guest list was exclusive. Politicians, celebrities, business tycoons, everyone wanted to be close to Sahni. He wielded influence, he had it all. Behind the opulence, a darker side lurked. Sahni's hunger for wealth seemed insatiable. It drove him to make reckless decisions. Decisions that would ultimately lead to his downfall. Sahni's property management firm was vast. It operated in the UAE, the US, India, and beyond. He had built it from the ground up. It was his pride and joy. His son was being groomed to take over. He was young, ambitious, eager to please his father. He was drawn into the family business. He became entangled in its dark underbelly. The father-son duo presented a united front. They were often seen together at business meetings, social events. They appeared inseparable. But behind the facade, cracks were beginning to show. The pressure to maintain their lavish lifestyle was immense. The empire's success relied on maintaining a constant flow of capital. This pressure would lead them down a dangerous path. Rumors began to circulate, whispers of shady deals, suspicious transactions, shell companies linked to Sahni's firm. The authorities took notice. Dubai police launched an investigation. They worked quietly, meticulously gathering evidence. They followed the money trail. It led them to Sahni's doorstep. Wiretaps were placed. Surveillance teams followed Sahni and his associates. The net was closing in. Sahni, oblivious to the danger, continued his lavish lifestyle. The evidence was mounting. Bank statements showed large sums of money moving through accounts in suspicious patterns. The shell companies were traced back to Sahni and his associates. The authorities were ready to make their move. Section 5. The walls close in. On December 18, 2024, the hammer fell. Police raided Sahni's offices and residences. Computers, phones, and documents were seized. Sahni and his son were arrested. The news sent shockwaves through Dubai. The city watched in disbelief as the man who had it all was led away in handcuffs. The image of Sahni, head bowed, being escorted by police, was plastered across newspapers and websites. The case was transferred to the public prosecution. The charges were serious: money laundering, fraud, and running an illegal organization. Sahni's world was collapsing. He was incarcerated, awaiting trial. Gone were the luxurious surroundings. He was now subject to the harsh realities of prison life. His fall from grace was complete. Section 6. Unraveling the network. The trial began on January 9, 2025. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence. They detailed a complex web of shell companies, offshore accounts, and fraudulent transactions. Sahni and his co-defendants, including his son, sat grim-faced in the courtroom. They denied all charges. Their lawyers argued that they were victims of a conspiracy. The prosecution called witnesses, former employees, business associates, and financial experts. They testified about Sani's illegal activities. They painted a picture of a man driven by greed. The evidence was overwhelming. The prosecution presented bank records, emails, and even intercepted phone calls. They showed how Sani and his associates had laundered millions of dirhams. Section 7. A guilty verdict. The jury deliberated for 3 days. The tension in the courtroom was palpable. Sani, his face pale and drawn, sat silently alongside his son. The verdict, when it came, was swift and decisive. Guilty. Sani was sentenced to 5 years in prison. The judge also imposed a fine of 500,000 dirhams and ordered the confiscation of 150 million dirhams in assets. His son received a lighter sentence, but the damage was done. The court found that Sani and his associates had used their businesses to launder money from illegal activities. They had created a complex web of shell companies and offshore accounts to hide their tracks. The judge, in his sentencing remarks, condemned Sani's greed. He stated that Sani's actions had tarnished Dubai's reputation as a hub for legitimate business. His sentence, the judge declared, should serve as a deterrent to others. Section 8. The price of greed. The downfall of Balvinder Singh Sani serves as a cautionary tale. It highlights the dangers of unchecked ambition and the allure of easy money. Sani's desire for wealth led him down a path of destruction. His story is a stark reminder that no one is above the law. The same legal system that protects businesses and individuals also punishes those who break the rules. Sani's empire, built on a foundation of deceit, ultimately crumbled. The case also underscores the UAE's commitment to fighting financial crime. The authorities' swift and decisive action sends a clear message that such activities will not be tolerated. Section 9. Beyond the bars. After serving his sentence, Sani will be deported. He will leave behind the city he once ruled, stripped of his wealth and reputation. His story is a tragic reminder that the pursuit of material possessions can come at a hefty price. The case continues to have ripple effects. 3 companies linked to Sani's operations were fined 50 million dirhams each and ordered to forfeit criminal assets. The case led to increased scrutiny of the property market and financial regulations. The legacy of Balvinder Singh Sani is a complex one. He will be remembered as a shrewd businessman who built an empire, but his story will forever be tarnished by greed, deceit, and ultimately, his downfall.